All right, here we go, comic book junkies. We're going to bring you from the comic book lair of Nighttiger Comics a boatload of Golden Age comic books that I bought in 2024. So let's set it up. Hey, comic book junkies, let's get through this. I've pulled out of my collection probably my more notable Golden Age comic books to you guys. There's a lot of romance that I bought that I didn't show, and war titles and different things. But I thought these were keys for you guys is the more popular stuff. So foremost 1942 issue for the American flag cover, just a really tough book to get. So it's a scarce one. What number is it? I forgot. Number 3 from 1942. Okay. Bruh, picked this one up for my birthday gift for myself. Number 2 from 1946. 2 issues in this Sharp Comics run. Number 1 is a ghost. You can't even find a picture of it online. Number 2 is a Gerber 8. Really cool book. Actually got to read it. Enjoyed it. It was fun. Picked that up for my birthday. Number 2, Sharp Comics from 1945, I think I said. 46. Next up, Canadian reprint from Bell Features, number 22 from 1951. And reprints Mystic Comics number 4 by Atlas, The Den of the Devil Bird. So a really tough book to get because it's the Canadian Starling issue, number 22. I have not got to read this yet. So that is very cool. I picked this up in June of this year. Next up, super low grade book. I actually glued the spine together. Paid $22.46 from February 1949. Ozzy and Babs number 9. Just a really cool Good Girl cover. And if you look at the whole run of the books from this series, this is the best Good Girl cover. There's only like 2 or 3. So, and it's really tough. I've been looking for another one ever since I bought this one. Have not found one yet. I think I paid like $20 for it. It's number 9. And from 1949. So a beautiful cover there. If you could find this one, pick it up. It's scarce. Picked up a second copy. Now I have a really nice copy of this, but I couldn't pass this up for 18 shipped. Bought it in November. Summer of 43. Number 6, another Good Girl cover. Chief Wahoo. Mini Hacha. So I have a high grade copy of this, but for 18 shipped, it is a really tough book to get. I think there was one more on eBay, and it was about this condition, and they were asking $70 for it. So happy to get a second copy of that. And every time I show this one, people ask me if it's for sale. I don't sell my books, so. But Chief Wahoo number 9. So I didn't have any of these Atlas horror titles in my collection. I actively was looking for some decently priced, affordable copies of anything from the series. I finally got 2 actually this year. So this is number 10, March 54, Menace. And I believe that was a My Comic Shop purchase. And I paid, what did I pay for this? I paid, I don't have it on here. But Menace, number 10. So up again, we have another Menace issue. Gerber 5, My Comic Shop. Bought this in August for $61. Number 7, 1953. Yes, and that sticker is on the comic up there. I don't know if I'm ever going to try to take it off. I probably could remove it pretty easy. Probably get around to it one day. And I did read this. I actually read both issues. They were really fun. So I have 2 Menace in my collection. Picked this up for my local LCS, All-Star Comic Sports Cards and Comics from Gainesville, Florida, back in March. I paid a little bit too much for it. It's a nice copy, though. It's from November 1954. The reason I say that is there were a couple of copies that I went up for sale after I bought this for probably $30 less. I paid $200 for it. But Chet's the owner of the shop. It's a great shop. I love to support him. And I've got a lot of good deals from him over the years, so I'm not complaining. Actually, he's invited me to look through his back stock in the back room when I get time. I have never been able to get the time to go over there and just go through all the boxes. One day, hopefully I'll be able to do that, make a good video, and find some great comics. But this particular issue I read, the interior art is just superb. The writing is so good that I'll probably want to read this again several times. Actually, the first story starts out in Florida, in the swamps. So happy to pick this up. Detached cover. Paid $72. Bought it in May. Number 5 from 1942. Just look at that killer cover, though. Trying to collect the whole issues of WoW. I'm doing pretty good. I probably got like 75% of the whole run. I think it goes up to like 59 or something like that. But just a cool early Golden Age superhero. 1942. Dude, you can't beat that for $60. I read this. Fun issue. Purple cover. I just look so cool. It looks Golden Age. These are books I dreamed of owning when I was a kid. So happy to have that in my collection. Sorry I picked up a bit of a cold. Okay, next up, I picked up a second copy of this. Another book that I've been after for years, never thought I could get because they were like going around $300 to $400 in the past, and I found one for $100, and then I found this one again. I found one from $100 from my comic shop, just a little bit better than this one. And this one I found for $65 from my comic shop about 3 months later. When did I get this? I bought it in March, and this is from October 1942. Just a cool Bill Barnes. I love that trade dress, red, white, and blue. And this has a killer, I think, Ogden Whitman centerfold in it. Full spread page of this ghost ship here. And it's just gorgeous. So glad to get a second copy of that. This is a book I had on my watch list for quite a while over from last year to carry it over. I actually had some money. I picked it up for $118 in March from September 53. Space Adventures by Charlton, number 8. Good girl cover with the robot. I have not read this one yet. Dick Giordano cover. And I just like the fact that I don't like the fact they obscure her face like that. Space Adventures, number 8. Then I got this from my comic shop. Now I bought this. It's probably a 2.5 for $32 from 1953, number 6. But since then, man, I've seen numerous issues in this grade going for like $150. So it's always cool. It's a weird phenomenon. I find books on my comic shop really cheap. Then later on, for the same grade, I find them on my comic shop with for higher prices. So I don't know how they price their books. Great good girl cover. Then I sold or traded this book to my friend Joe. Black Box, Silver, and Bronze. This is the last issue in the run. It's a really scarce book, but I finally got it back. Another My Comic Shop purchase. It has a split cover. It's a Gerber 7, paid $66, number 151. Last issue of Ace Comics with the Phantom on the cover. And this really freaky dude. You got a little skull over here. He's popping that guy right in the chin. That's a beautiful book. I mean, with a split cover, it still presents so good. I might go. I don't know if I should go faster or just take my time because it's going to be quite a bit. I got a good stack here. Astonishing Werewolf cover, number 17, 1952. Paid $80 for that. I think that was an eBay purchase. And yeah. Actually, this year I kind of actively started going after more horror comics. And it happened to be that most of them were Atlas, so cool. Werewolf covers are always desirable among the Golden Age horror. Vampires, zombies. You'd be surprised how many horror covers do not have those characters on them. So this was a lot that I picked up of 3 books for $30. So it ended up being shipped was $10. And I thought this was a really cool book. June 1949. It's in really nice shape, and it's a horror-ish cover. Look at all the skulls up here. Tunnel of Horrors. I just thought that was a cool. So it came with 2 other issues from the same run. All of them are really decent shape, and I was amazed after, as I searched for comics through the year, after the rest of the year after buying them, that those other issues were going for like $30 to $40 that I got for $10. This one, I've actively been looking for more copies, have not seen any more online for sale. So I don't know how tough this book is. I mean, it's not like a big key or anybody's actively probably looking for it, but it's a ghost. No pun intended. So this is a Canadian edition. I picked this up from a great shop. I didn't write the name of the seller. I forget their name. There's a wife and husband and wife selling team from eBay. They're from Canada. I paid $85 for this. It's really high grade. And I bought a couple other books from them. But I've had good conversations through messaging. And the opening story on this it's about a book bound in human flesh. So a lot of horror in this book, and it's a really high-grade copy. Now, I've seen the American version. This is from Fawcett, going for $400 or more in this condition. This is a miscut on it, which Fawcett's were notorious for that. So, and it's the Book of Evil was the first story. I've never seen a Canadian issue, another one for sale, so I don't know how desirable this is compared to the American version, but I've seen the American one going for big money. Finally got one of these in the collection. Like I say, I was actively going for horror books this year. This was a pretty nice copy for the price. This is like a half price with shipping and tax. It was $129. Last issue as a werewolf. First story, which the werewolf was on the cover, but what can you do? Out of the Shadows, number 14. And I knew when I saw this that I think it was priced around $85 before the shipping and tax, or something like $87. That's about half of what it goes for, so I jumped on it. Threw it in the collection. Had it up on the wall for a while, but I rotate my books quite often. Now, I have to say, who's this by? Standard? I forget who the publisher is. The interior art is just not the best. Not compared to a lot of other publishers. I forget who publishes this book. This was a nice flea market find. It's low grade. I had no titles in my collection. Jack Kirby, Joe Simon, got it for less than $6. And this book in this grade usually goes around $75, $80 maybe. So happy to get that. I don't think I read it yet. Looking forward to reading this one. Fighting American #5, Front Price Comics. All right, so I went to Missouri, stopped at a shop, something, I think it was called Back in Time Comics. Yeah, that's what it was called, Liberty, Missouri. Paid $30 for this. It was in a half-off bin of Western books. This was like the only Golden Age one there, and it was the highest grade of all the books. So a beautiful copy of the Texan. What number is this? It's number 11 for December 55, but this is Matt Baker, cover and interior art. So I think that was a great find for $30. I found some other books from the shop. Actually, I'm showing one in my Key DC Key and Marvel 24 haul coming up. So beautiful book, number 11, The Texan. Actively trying to collect this run. It's LB Cole, All-Star Comics, paid $67 for this, June 71 or 51. I think I have 1 or 2 books to go. It was a title changed several times through the series. I think changed title like 3 times. There were 2 issues of Indian Warriors. I did not have this one, so I was happy to get a decent copy for a good price. A lot of times this book, when it comes up for sale, they're like really low grade copies. Just a beautiful, I like that trade dress on it. And LB Cole's just, he always does really colorful comics. I mean, look at this horse. I didn't even realize that's a snow cover. Winter of the Great Plains. Picking up these Ghost Rider Golden Age whenever I can find them. This was from fourcolorcomics.com. Another great eBay seller, but they have a website. So you go to the website, they usually sell the books like depending on the price, $10 to $20 less. So Ghost Rider number 13. Of course, that's Dick Ayers art. I have not read this one yet. It's a pretty low grade book. And that's from 1953. Tell me in the comments what you think so far of my Golden Age pickups of the year. Dude, we're not even halfway through this thing. Oh, man, should I make it 2 videos? Let me make it 2 videos. We'll leave it here, and we'll come back to the next one.